Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Tuesday, the 16th of September, 2025, and the time right now, we're sitting at about 6:20 p.m. Central Time. The metal markets are basically higher going into the report. We saw some corrections today, some rather deep ones, actually, from highs to lows today, but the market's held on. You're holding on in the stock market with some gains early on in the evening, too. And before we get too far, let's take a look at tomorrow. You're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association update, and that comes out at 6 a.m. I want to remind you, mortgage rates right now, finished today, 30-year fixed at 6.15%. You realize this is almost 3/4 of a point drop in the market in no time at all. Now, the magic number I have thought is to get under 6 to really spur on some buying. We will find out if that is in fact the case. The National Association of Home Builders, they're going to come out with the permits and starts, and that comes out at 7:30 in the morning. Federal Reserve, they're looking for the monetary policy announcement. We're all looking for it. So what did they do? Are they going 25? Are they going 50 basis points? What's the dot plot going to show? If you go to my website, iraepstein.com now, you will see that I did a short video for you right now. I think it's called It's Happening. And I review why I think the Fed is going to do what it's going to do. And it's right there, so go there and take a look at it. I won't repeat that. The EIA petroleum stocks, they're going to come out at 9:30 in the morning. Now, as you know, President Trump is off to the Brits, not a very far flight from Madrid, and he will be the pomp, the circumstance, but he's bringing with him a few bucks in pledges. Everybody, all the big tech boys are going to be there. There's over 40 billion pounds already pledged to be taking place for investment in the UK. Now, some of it's over the next 4 years or so, which makes sense. You don't give all the money at one time. You got to build plants. You got to get the infrastructure going, whatever. They're doing it, and it's all the big boys. I cover it tonight in my full research report, who's giving what. TikTok, there's no deal. Do not believe half the press go, there's a deal. There's no deal. There's the framework for a deal. That is completely different than a deal. What the president did do is he signed another executive order, passing down the road, kicking the can. There's no deal yet, but maybe we'll get one. So let's give it another 90 days to get it done so it's not blocked in the United States. President Trump and Xi, as long as they do talk, that means this thing didn't fall apart, okay, on that. We'll see what happens on Friday. They're not going to meet in person at this. They'll be talking. I don't know if it's a video call, a phone call. They don't share that with me. The interesting part is today I got a package. And in the package, I open it up. It's from my nephew. And my nephew sent me from the U.S. Treasury Department a pen, and then I got one of the president's pens. They give these out to guests and so on that are there. He didn't steal anything. He works with Scott Bessent at the Treasury Department. He used to be Trump's cinematographer and traveled with him all over the country. And then he went on to the Treasury Department. I won't give you his name. It's wonderful. These are not expensive, but, I like to get that. And I've been very fortunate. I mentioned before, I've been in the White House, and I made it to the super wing and so on. So my nephew's, I don't know, he's been there probably a decade now. He's young, too. That's the amazing thing. And he's been with Biden as the photographer and Trump. That's pretty interesting when you think about it. And now he's doing it with a private firm, but he's the cinema guy that puts together all the little pieces you see that go on the websites and so on for the Treasury. He's the guy, or one of them. They have quite a few, but I know he's pretty senior. So it's interesting that he's very young. So ladies, he's also single. All right. So as we take a look at all this, I just wanted to bring that up because I get excited with those little things. It's always fun when that happens. All righty. So the dollar got hit today hard, down 65 points, and you're still rallying. This morning when I was doing the update, I said, looks like we're going to try to get over the 119 level in the euro. You most certainly did. So the dollar down supports metals. That's the one way to look at it. You can see that you're now at 37.0280. If you finished up here, it's a new all-time high close. Who knows where it'll be? It's up it's 1.46 higher on the weekly chart, and this is a weekly chart of closing prices. When we look at the gold, it has tried to step out to the upside. Now, let me tell you the difficulty tomorrow. It's called the yin-yang. We're going to get the announcement at 1 o'clock along with the dot plots. The markets will react to everything that they read. It'll get pretty crazy then. Then it'll quiet down for a short while as at 1:30 the press conference will kick off and everyone's going to be looking to see, is it a dovish or a hawkish sounding Fed chair? I happen to think that he's going to cut. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, yeah, I think he's going to cut. Look at that 5-minute report. You'll understand my thoughts, and I laid out why. On the gold, trend is up, bias is up. Market's still running on moving averages, so where's the resistance? Well, if it continues to run just in a straight line, it's 38.21 right now. So that 3,800 zone that we talked about is still very much in play. We have on price counts, which is our proprietary technical method of projecting when a trend sets in, where it could, not where it will, where it could go if it reaches and starts stretching out, and it's 4,000 in that market, our number is. And I might do a gold report tomorrow, so I'm looking for a special report and just want to get this out of the way. When we look at the gold, you're coming back up or it's gaining a little on silver. The pivot point, as I'll call it, is the 18-day moving average. It closes at 87.21. The silver made a run. It lost a little ground today, but it's fully embedded. It hasn't lost momentum. This is a Class A momentum trade that eventually will end. Momentum trades don't run forever. Do you know when, where? No, that's the art of trading. How do you play with straight stops? Do you put in momentum stops? Which way do you go? If you join me in my research, I teach that all, and that's what we do in the mornings. And in my full report, my full research, I explain everything in there. Higher lows, higher highs, copper still running to the upside. Keep cutting interest rates, everybody. I'm not saying that facetious. I mean what I'm saying. You'll spur on demand for copper because the economies of the world will pick up, and that's the thing you want to see. In the platinum market, higher lows, higher highs, still a bullish posture going in there. And look at how the dollar came down. Now, the last break low was over here. Is this going to be a downside breakout or just a 1-day or 2-day pop? In order to say it's a true breakout, in my opinion, you've got to take out today's lows and close at the very bottom of the quadrant of the trade, just the way you do it. I divide the day's range into 4 quadrants. I want to be in the bottom of that last quadrant on the downside. And then I would say, until you get back over this high right through here, you have a top in place. So that's the way that I'm going to look at it, okay? It's going to get quite interesting. Now, how do you get my research and join me so you can be there tomorrow? It's simple. Move your cursor up here. It'll take you to the research page. Join it. I'll be recording at 7 in the morning, and then I'll probably do another intraday update for everybody later on as we see what is going on. So I hope you do that. I hope you look at the other videos tonight. I'll catch up with you first thing in the morning, and of course tomorrow evening, going to be a lot to talk about. I'm Ira. Have a great evening.